Top Fuel. There is the former Winston World Champion, Joe Amato. New car, new colors, and looking very strong. He's had lane choice, taking the near side to face this man, Frank Bradley.
And he earned lane choice because he ran a quicker elapsed time earlier today in round number 1 than did Bradley. Joe Amato, Old Forge, Pennsylvania, qualified number 5. Not that good for him, but the elapsed time sounds impressive at 4.99 seconds. And he defeated Connie Coletta in round number 1. The veteran from Michigan is out of here. Now, no surprise that his crew chief is still Tim Richards, one of the real geniuses in the game. Amato's going to pay him whatever it takes. Now, up against Frank Bradley, Bradley actually qualified quicker at a 4.97 and beat Don Perdome in round number 1 from Santa Rosa, California. Junior Connerty is Bradley's crew chief.
You talk about some great qualifying. When Frank Bradley came up in qualifying, he was side by side with Shirley Muldowney. Now take a look at this, because this turned out to be the second fastest side-by-side run in the history of drag racing.
They both clocked 4.97 second elapsed times. It was only Bradley's second 4, and the two of them, this wasn't competition, remember, no winners, no losers. They celebrated together. It was a thrill for both of them.
So Frank Bradley with 3 wins to his credit. The crew takes a final look at those big rear tires, wipes them down. He's ready to face Joe Amato.
Well, they won't be hugging at the end of this race. You can bet on that, Paul.
Joe Amato in the near lane. Hard to get used to that red, white, and blue color instead of the traditional candy apple, but what you see is what you get. This is the second race of the Winston season in NHRA Championship Drag Racing. A great start by Amato. And it is Amato. 5:03, 275 to a 5:11 at 271 miles per hour. Amato with great consistency. Back on the starting line, Don Garlitz is with Tim Richards.
Well, a 5:04 in the first round, and now a 5:03. Richard, looks like you're starting on a march.
Well, I hope we're on to something here. We've had a lot of trouble keeping it consistent in qualifying. It keeps slowing down, but this time it didn't slow down, so maybe we're on something here.
Good show.
Thanks.
So Tim Richards has certainly figured something out for Joe Amato, and that near lane looks good.
As we watch the replay, we notice that Joe was right on the light. Look at that beautiful advantage he gains at the starting line. And with the Tim Richards power as the car moved down track, Bradley was never a challenge this time, even though he ran a 4.97 in qualifying.
Joe, you left first and you got there first. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, Steve, the car shook a little bit. You know, I was real nervous because the sun's come out and the track's gotten a little bit slippery. So we're just trying to get down the track and go around at a time.
Your time slip is going to read 5:03.
That's pretty stout. Tim Richards and my guys are doing a good job here because this track is real, you know, it's right on the edge of being able to run a 4 or smoking the tires. And we're just trying to go one at a time.
Great job.
So Joe Amato looking good, seems pleased with that as we go back to the starting line. Here's the other part of that 4-second run against Bradley in qualifying. Shirley Muldowney, she's ready to face Darrell Gwynn.
Well, this is another color change. Shirley has always been in a pink car. Now we're looking at a blue one down there.
Well, now she's affiliated with Larry Minor Racing and a new sponsor, and says she's enjoying every minute of it. Not a lot of pressure having to own and maintain all of her own equipment. But her husband, Ron Tolbert, well, he's still the crew chief. In fact, her entire crew from last season mans this car, and they're doing a great job. Earlier today, in round number 1, they met up with 4-time Bunny Car champion Kenny Bernstein in only his second race with the Top Fuel dragster, and he retains his crew chief as well as he moves into the Kings of the Sport, Dale Armstrong. Earlier today, it was Shirley against Bernstein, and this is one the fans here today will remember for a long, long time. Shirley was in the far lane, Bernstein in the near lane, both with first-rate 300-inch wheelbase dragsters.
You ride with Kenny Bernstein. Watch the left side of the screen. There's the nose of Shirley Muldowney's car. That's all you have to see as she takes the win and beats Kenny Bernstein in round 1.
Kenny Bernstein, you daylighted Shirley Muldowney off the starting line, and it looked like maybe you were going to take her to task.
Well, I appreciate it. We got a little good start there, but just ran out in the middle, and Shirley just came around us a little bit too hard. Ours kind of, as you see, oiled it down here, and that's about where it was. But good race. She deserved to win that one.
Indeed, but what's been the toughest challenge for your crew adapting to this Top Fuel dragster?
Making this thing run on 8 cylinders, that's been the headache. If it'll run on 8, it'll run good, but it just doesn't want to run on 8 all the time. We haven't quite figured it out, but Armstrong will get her handled.
Oh, I know that.
So Kenny Bernstein working with some new technology in that Top Fuel dragster. They'll get it figured out. Darrell Gwynn Racing out of Miami, Florida, his crew chief, of course, Ken Venny, and they qualified number 6 with a 5:02, and they now have the job of facing Shirley Muldowney.
And Don Garlitz, this crew of Gwynn's is just really now starting to come together with crew chief Ken Venny. They're going to be dangerous this year.
Yes, they are, Steve. They're working on this hydraulic clutch system that, you know, they've taken away the electronics this year, and this has been the biggest problem facing the teams.
Hey, these crew chiefs needed a new challenge anyway, Don.
Well, there's an awful lot of smart guys out there, and I think they've been doing a real good job considering this is only the second race.
Shirley looking for a better reaction time. Gwynn is deep stage. They are both deep stage. It is Gwynn away first. But as against Bernstein, it is Shirley with the big power. 5:01 to a losing 5:11, a speed of 277 for Shirley Muldowney. And again, at the starting line, Don Garlitz.
Great stuff!
Oh, thanks, Don. We were just trying to make sure that it got down that lane, and we just tried to take it easy. I really didn't think it would run that good. We were trying to repeat what we ran first round.
Well, 5:01, now you're in contention.
Well, we're definitely in contention. We have lane choice for this round, and we look forward to it.
Good luck.
Thanks, Don.
Boy, there's a man happy about that run, and they should be. So that sets the stage for the semifinal round, where Shirley Muldowney will face Gary Ormsby, and Muldowney will have the choice of lane. Will she go for the near side? And Joe Amato and Gene Snow. Snow's already said he's thinking about that near lane. Now, let's go to the far end and Steve.
Shirley Muldowney's love affair with Firebird Raceway continues. Low elapsed time of the day, 5:01.
Wonderful. I knew it was quick, and they really did something to the high speed because it cleaned it up, and it just motored on down through there.
You know, looking at the record of your run, this car runs very hard on the low end, the first 60 feet or so.
Yeah, and I've seen better 60-foot times, but it's consistent, and that's what we're looking for, Steve.
Well, you're going to have lane choice, no doubt about that.
Good, because we may need it. Thank you.
Oh, she likes this place.
And Shirley Muldowney, remember, won the last race held here at Firebird. Well, back